Hello again, ladies and gents. BuilderBot is back, and I keep thinking I'm about to be finished with this game, and then I keep, well, not being finished with this game. I've discovered the immense power of logistics robots, and I built a pile of them. And if I zoom out, you'll notice a distinct lack of most of that mess you've seen from previous episodes. Now it's just kind of not there anymore, because I don't need it. You can see all the flying taking care of everything. What's going on here is that we have requester chests that say, I need this material. In this case, it needs iron and copper. And this is a provider chest that says, you can have whatever I have. That's basically all it does. This mates cable out of copper. It has a requester chest that says, I need copper, and then puts into a provider chest that, well, as soon as it has it, will announce, I have copper cabling. Which then gets moved here, it moves here, it moves to these provider chests that say, I have electronic circuits. They will similarly get whisked off to anything that requires electronic circuits, like this requester chest. Thus, I no longer need conveyors transporting goods from A to B. I can just use these little bots. In fact, over here, I fully automated another rocket. Requester chest that collects processing units and speed modules to feed into here, which makes control units, which goes to a provider. This thing just demands solid fuel. It goes into the rocket fuel maker and puts that in here, which then gets whisked off to there, which is requesting rocket fuel, low density structures, and rocket control units, which are the things required to build rockets. So these are the three things required to build rockets, and this thing builds the speed module that's required for this thing. So that'll just continually build rocket parts until that's ready for another launch. And all these other things are provided over here. This thing provides the processing units, which go here. This thing is one of the few things that requires the processing units, as well as this thing is a requester that requests the alien artifacts. I don't know where the others went, honestly, right now. Maybe they got moved to storage. I have storage chests up there. They're not there. I know I had more, but it's not super essential anymore because I've finished with... There's a little glitch up here in the upper right corner, but other than that, I've finished with science. So this is just doing nothing. I've disabled it entirely, and the stuff here that was making blue science is now, there's batteries for the requester chest, sulfur here. The batteries aren't really being used so much, but the sulfur is important, because the sulfur is being requested with coal in order to, the coal goes to the plastic, and the coal and the sulfur goes to make bombs, which go in this provider chest, which is things like this that require it, can make explosive cannon shells or explosive rockets. This thing takes these things, which ultimately makes explosive rockets. This makes the piercing round magazines. Oh, and I can have things of my own logistics. My character will always be provided with 300 iron plate, 300 copper plate, 100 steel plate, 100 plastic bar, 100 stone brick, 200 ammunition, 100 explosive cannon shells, 100 explosive rockets, and 100 piercing shotgun shells. The shotgun shells are manufactured over here, which is not manufacturing much, because I'm an idiot. That's why. It's supposed to... How do I... That's just like the third time I've made that oops. This thing needs copper, not iron. So I can... If I offload some of these, I'll immediately refund it, but maybe some of it will end up over there, and this is now operating. It's putting copper in to make those shells. The main belt is still there, just as I couldn't bring myself to destroy it. It was so important for so long. But I've gotten to the point where I may just not need those at all. Over here I've got iron makers pumping out the iron, the more iron over there, all going into provider chests. And way down at the bottom is the copper makers, which are coming up here. The only reason there's a conveyor belt there at all is because I need to put it within the orange area, because that's the area where the logistics bots operate. And you know what I feel like I'm going to do? I'm going to see what move my face over to the upper right. That way you won't have to look at the mini map and the whatnot, because that's not really helpful to you when watching this. And I'm going to go exterminate some things, as I've realized that I'm very powerful. And this thing is loaded, and this is why I have an additional 100-round magazine. I should immediately get restocked with more of those. Yep. So the vehicle now has guns, which I'm really not going to use. Now let's see if I can find something to kill. May have to go a little ways for this. But you'll see why I said I'm basically... Because now I have this infinite builder network that constantly moves everything to wherever it needs, and wow, I did not mean to hit that. This thing has so little health, it's sad. And this has only one enemy. Well, I got some more of those. Ah, there are more right here. It's die, you fuckfaces. This shotgun is beastly. Even these large-scale douche nozzles, they just get taken apart so easily by me. And I basically don't take any damage. There seems to be a small one. I won't get any now because I'm well out of range, but I'm going to put repair pats in here so that I'll always have repair pats. Come on, biters, go. Ooh, yeah, good timing for autosave there. Just for fun, I'm going to blow you up. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, the shotgun is so much more useful than the rocket launchers. Oh, and I'm blowing up trees now, aren't I? Those aren't even critters. This thing looks like it's in better health than it was a minute ago. Oh well, whatever. Time to go killing some more things, because killing is fun. I just realized something. Can you even hear this? Can you hear it better now? I actually had the sound turned off for me because, well, quite frankly, all the constant whirring gets on my nerves. Crap in a bucket! Should have parked farther away so car. Get rid of you people with bloody worms with relative ease. I just realized I have these things I have not even used. Somewhat relevant since I just ran out of shotgun ammo. Maybe I should store up more of that. And now I'm using piercing bullets, just again those rockets are amusing, but they're not really that useful. Since I'm out of... I apologize for you not hearing things and having to deal with me talking, because I totally forgot about that. Yep, there you go. I wonder if there's any bitter enemies. I remember for a while thinking these things were so powerful, I didn't know how I was going to deal with them. And now I find myself thinking, these guys are freaking chumps. I'm just taking them apart with minimal effort. With primarily things that are on full auto build. So I basically don't even need to think about it. As long as I'm in my base, I'll be restocked. Ooh, out of rocket ammo. Now I'm down to only my gun. So I'll finish these guys off, collect the alien artifacts, and then get out of here, because even though I don't feel like I'm in any immediate death danger, I am starting to run low on ammunition. Running away. Running away. I started to lose shield. That's what the purple bar is. It's shield. Oh, battery went down to like half. Do not need the battery to go out, because then I really am gonna die. I'm practically out of ammo. How the hell did that happen? Alright, they're dead. Pretty sure I'm not being followed by anything else. So just it's a matter of walking back to base. And next time being more careful with my car, because that was a little silly that happened. So yeah, the robots are built in this roboport, which is apparently not called a roboport, but I don't know what it is. The cheat doesn't work, so I had to build manually. But hey, you shouldn't be cheating anyway, so the fact that I had to build that manually since the console command didn't work on it is a bonus. And there's my copper. That is the only reason this copper and the iron is being... Wow, that's not mining enough. I need to move these. Yes, productivity modules. I understand the premise. The only reason these things are on conveyor belts at all is because I need... This is well out of range for the roboports, and I need obviously roboports in range in order to use the auto transport super grid. Do I have? I don't have. I actually literally only have these. So I'm going to clear out some of this. Clear out. You are supposed to have... Where the hell did it go? There it is. Productivity ports, which means you'll make... Just basically... These things allow it to produce more with less resources, which basically means it builds slower, but every now and then it just produces one for free. Pretty useful as far as increasing the total maximum, even though it makes the supply get built slower. So now I've got that built, I head back to base, and as soon as I get within range, these guys should start swarming me to refill everything I need. There, I'm being swarmed. And now I have full ammo. Here's something I need. I really need to actually make more of these. It just requires electron circuits and iron gear wheels. That's not even much. So I'll just put it here. We need a requester box and a provider box. These are kind of important. I'm going to make it go quickly. I'm going to provide it with power, because obviously you need that. You are to make those. They need electric circuits and gears, therefore you shall demand gears and circuits. Here come the circuits. Where are the gears? There's a gear. There's sulfur, that's not the same thing. So now those things should provide directly to me. The other thing I need to do is these things are supposed to auto repair, but they only have so many. So I'm going to put another, not a provider, I'm going to put another requester chest here, attached to that thing, and it's just going to request those things. Therefore, in addition to providing them to me, it will also provide them to themselves, and when I return with a vehicle or whatnot, the network will allow these things to repair each each other in all the bases. Anything within the green range, which includes the yellow range, is under protection from auto repair. So if something is damaged, like say if I did this, they'll show up and fix it, and that was real quick. See, I just knocked it half health, and it's back to full in moments. And now that I'm fully restocked, I could go killing shit again if I had a car. I need to. Cars take 8 engines, 16 engines. But actually, I have the other stuff, so I can just add a request for engines. And they'll bring me engines, and now I will always be. Hey, I have those raw. I can just build it. So now my character will just walk around with the material. I said logistics trash. My character will simply walk around with the material required to make tanks. Not to mention the ammo required to to run tanks and myself and everything else, and I can just make another car. I am loving the level of automation I can do, but let's go ahead and do it. I now have the ability to make a car. Actually, car, tank, car. I'm gonna make a car. Car. Let's add a logistics of solid fuel. Bring me solid fuel. Yes, I'll put it in there immediately, and yes, I'll put these in there immediately. They'll immediately restock my solid fuel and my ammunition. They're taking their time a bit on making the repairers, because not enough iron gear wheels. Well, I can help fix that. I'll just make some iron gear wheels, and then I will helpfully donate these iron gear wheels directly into the requester chest. Now, iron gear wheels are being produced elsewhere, just apparently not quick enough. So they're refilling that right quick. I should have these up to full in no time at all, and someone should be giving me my iron. They're giving me my iron. I was wondering what was taking so long on the iron. Normally it's like instantaneous, and suddenly I have iron. But this is locked and loaded, and I will get in it, and ooh, wrong way. Let's go explore in a different direction. Past all of my massive solar arrays, and past the fallen dead trees. This time stopping a reasonable distance outside of the enemies. And open fire. Open fire, open fire, open fire. There we go. Enemies dead. Car! Stop moving, car! I jumped out of you to try to save your life from those guys, but then you just kept moving. Wasting these aliens has become so easy, it's barely even fun anymore. It's just that these guys are the way you get alien artifacts, and the only way. Not that I really need anymore, because the alien artifacts are useful primarily. They are useful for something else. They do make something, don't they? No, they make the science, but didn't they make something else? I can't remember, but I could have sworn I saw at some point something that required alien tech as an input other than just purple science, but I'm not seeing it right now because it's not in here. Oh well. Time to go back because I'm getting bored of just taking pot shots at these deals. Maybe I should... Well, this is still going. Way back when I needed coal, I had all of these. They are connected, right? All of these steam engines producing coal. Oh, using coal to produce electrical power. I did not mean to do that. Coming from this coal mine, it was made with burners specifically, so I didn't need to worry about it. It would just operate on coal on its own. So I don't need that anymore at all. The storage tanks are now full of crude oil. I'm actually... I have the crude oil all the way up. Oh, that's being repaired. Thank you. I also seem to be getting my ammo back up, finally. Let's see how this is going. It's at 12%. It was at 11% earlier. I was really expecting more. Though this thing does require these things, which are taking a lot of advanced circuits, and I don't know how many advanced circuits I'm even making. There's a lot of things seem to require advanced circuits. Not a lot of things seem to provide them. So maybe I should make more advanced circuit makers. Let's put you somewhere. You are making me advanced circuits. This requires electric circuits, plastic bars, and copper cables. So I need a requester chest and a provider chest and a... Didn't I just put that in the one teeny ass little square that doesn't have juice in this area? This mess, and there's one square without juice. Circuits, bars, cables. Circuits, bars, cables. Cables. That's taking a while. The cable maker's right here. But I mean, it doesn't have that much. Luckily, I can help. I'm just going to kickstart it by making myself some cable. Apparently a lot of cable. And as I'm loading that directly into here, because I'll be restocked on copper before too long. Presumably. There, I start restocked on ammunition. And this thing can go and make itself some circuitry. Do I have some speed things? I have some of these. So they'll make this thing produce slightly quicker. These things go right back where they went. There's not a lot of point in continuing to make productivity modules. fact that they're eating the advanced circuitry. You know what? Fuck the productivity modules. Nuts to you. Nuts to all of you. There. Passive provider chest. I'll offload all of this stuff. And all of this stuff. And this stuff. And that thing. There. Now this can get raided by the bots as needed, and I no longer have things trying to make all those advanced circuits that really don't need to be. Oh, and this thing now has its supplies up. It can keep going and going, and this will keep going, and soon we'll have more rocket. Right? Oh, come on, dude. I know I offloaded blue things into that. This thing has 100. It has 3. Oh, it only takes 1 and 1. That's why it's only loading 1 in at any given time. Well, I already showed you the rocket launch. You probably just don't want to just hang around watching nothing while the rocket gets ready to go. So I think I'll end this episode here. It's amazing how nice these bots are. And just, how do I make them? I know I've made them before. What am I lacking? Oh, batteries and electric engines. I need to. If I don't make those, then I can just keep manufacturing more of these things. Huzzah! But I'll deal with that later, if ever, because I think I've got. Now that I've gotten them, I can get rid of most of my conveyor belts, and that is fan-frickin-tastic. So that'll be the end of this episode. Remember to like the video, share the video, and subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one. Goodbye.